Pose is back, and they did not disappoint. And I, for one, will say I am so sad that this is the last season. Let's talk about it, y'all. Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to KRSTV. This is your boy Kenny. Now remember, subscribe to my channel, and click that bell so you get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow all the information I have in the description box as well as the comment section. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. Now, before I get started, let me send a shout out to Metro Health DC. If you are in the DMV area and would like to get quality health care, reach out to us at Metro Health DC today. The number is in the description box in the comment section, and there's also a form that you can fill out, and someone from the outreach team will be in touch with you. Also, let me send a shout out to GMHC, Gay Men's Health Collaborative. If you are in the DMV area and would like to get tested for HIV, reach out to us at the GMHC crew for a home testing kit. You can have a kit mailed to you, or you can call and make a same-day appointment and come to our location to pick one up. And if you're interested in getting set up with PrEP, which is HIV prevention medication, reach out to the GMHC crew for that as well. Also, if you're a fan of your boy here at KRSTV, subscribe to my Patreon today, Black Diamonds, because in darkness we still shine. For $5 a month, you get my YouTube content as well as videos that will be for the Black Diamonds. And some of those videos I will share on my YouTube channel just to give everyone an idea of what Black Diamonds is all about. Also, check out my YouTube partner, BK World 2, which is the Black Netflix. You get shows like The Oval and the Black Ink Crew. So after you watch this review, click that link in the description box and comment section to check out BK World 2. Now, this is Pose Season 3, Episode 1, and the name of this episode is On the Run. I am so happy that Pose is back, and due to my work schedule, I'm still working out when I can do all of my reviews, so I ask that you all bear with me. You know, I thank you for all the love and support you've shown me, and I also thank you all for checking in on me, yo, where the review at? Where the video? I truly am very grateful that you guys are keeping me on my toes. So I will definitely do my best to make sure I get these reviews out in a timely fashion. So bear with me. So let's begin with this review. It's episode 1. It is now 1994. So it's about 3 to 4 years later. 94, I was 11 years old. The first thing we see is the Hellfire, that dungeon spot that Elektra works at, literally gets shut down. It gets raided and it gets shut down. This is during the time where Mayor Giuliani was literally going around throughout the cities, shutting down LGBTQ spots, as well as, sex shops, calling themselves trying to stop the disease. Just shows the ignorance of the time, because even the cop, when he busts into Elektra's room, was like, "You in here spreading that disease." Just fucking ignorance, clearly. And then also one thing that's going on. It's been years since the House of Evangelista has walked the balls, and y'all remember Lamar? Him and his little partner Cubby. They used to flip houses like pancakes at IHOP. Well, Lamar has started his own house, but we notice we don't see Cubby. And when we see that Elektra and Blanca confront Lamar, Blanca's like, when are you going to come see Cubby? And he's like, well, I'll see him when I get to see him because I got a house to run. So Lamar is now a house father. The name of his house is the House of Khan. And I will have to put it out there. Lamar is one ruthless bitch, okay? Because he goes back and forth because now in 94, the house, the balls, when you walk a category, you can now make money. And he's like telling Blanca and Elektra off, calling them old has-beens and saying that I'm not here to get plastic trophies. I'm here to get cash. That's what I'm all about. And then Blanca's like, but the whole reason for the ball is about community and family. What the hell? And he was like, oh, and you got the nerve to talk. I mean, you haven't walked in years. And where's Damon? Oh, probably at the nearest bar. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's probably one gimlet away from trading off hand jobs in the alley for consolation prizes. I was like, oh, Lamar, you evil bitch. And like Blanca's like, you need to keep my son's name out your mouth. And he's like, Damon. He's a drunk bitch. And she was about to whoop Lamar's ass. And then he was also giving shade to Elektra, yeah, mother. Uh-huh. Just being real nasty. So, and then we actually see his house, walk the ball. And I will have to say, the House of Khan is about that life. They are fierce. They even had one girl who is just strikingly gorgeous. You can't clock her. She is that beautiful. And that damn Pray Tell with his shady ass was like, oh, she reminds me of somebody. Somebody that I haven't seen in a long time. Oh, yeah, Angel Evangelista. And we see Angel's there, and she's like, really, Pray Tell? She's like, sorry, boo-boo, your time has passed. Like, and we also see in this episode that Angel is really going through it because Angel hasn't worked in months and she's kind of down in the dumps. Poppy has solidified his business. He's working with different models. Poppy got a suit. They got a nice ass condo. They making money and they living real well. But Angel is really depressed because she hasn't worked in months. Not understanding that in the entertainment industry, you have your moment of pandemonium and then you have your moment where it's not there anymore. But the mission is to just stay consistent even when you're not at that pinnacle. And we see that she, sits down with Lulu and Lulu pulls out this blunt. It starts to spark it, but Angel takes it and puffs it, and she's like, what is this? She's like, oh, it's marijuana with a little bit of crack. Like, bitch, you acting like the damn crack is like salt and pepper on your fucking piece of steak or some shit. Like, are you serious? So it's good that they're showing that you not only had the HIV AIDS epidemic going on, you also had a drug epidemic going on at the same time. And some people got caught up in one or the other or both. So we're seeing that, Lulu is now pretty much fucking with crack. And she also shares that she got her associate's degree, but she would have to get her business degree in order to become an accountant. And she's kind of down in the dumps and she's now turning to drugs. And then we literally see her and Lulu. We literally see Lulu and Angel throughout this episode just sparking up them blunts with a little bit of crack, just getting a damn life. And we also what's going on in the backdrop is the O.J. Simpson trial. Now, I remember when this happened. I was 11 years old at the time. I remember the whole white Bronco car chase. I remember watching it on TV at the time as a kid. Me and my mother and my brother were living with my godmother at the time, and the next thing you know, we had all the family members at the house, and we were all watching it together. And people were going back and forth whether OJ was innocent or whether he was guilty, and if he's not guilty, why is he running from the police? All that shit. We literally saw that through this episode, and also, we actually see that Blanca has got a new man in her life, and his name is Christopher, and he's played by the fine-ass Jeremy Pope. Yeah, if y'all seen the Netflix show Hollywood, yes, Jeremy Pope was about that business. He also got an Emmy nomination for Hollywood, so it was good to see him as Blanca's new love interest. He's a doctor at the hospital that Blanca works because now she's a nurse aide, and we see her and Nurse Judy have gotten real close over this time. But we see that they have a very good relationship, and we see towards the end of the episode, he asks that she shares her ambitions of wanting to go back to actually become a nurse. And she first talked about this with Nurse Judy, and Nurse Judy said it's never too late, go for it. And then she talks about it with Christopher, and Christopher, she pretty much shares that, that it wasn't, she discovered at the age of 14 that she was dyslexic. And Christopher was like, I got you, baby. I'm going to help you, And then he tells her that he wants to take their relationship to the next level, and he wants to introduce Blanca to his parents. And I'm like, this is interesting. And he says that, no, my parents will love you because I love you. I'm like, yeah, that's all well and good, but you never know till the actual meeting goes down. So we saw that go on with them. And then we see, I'm going to get to that after I talk about this, but we also see that Blanca has been caring for Cubby, and that was a really sad scene because Cubby literally is dying of AIDS, and he's literally at the end of his life. He's blind and he can't see. His mother comes to see him, and at first he was hesitant. He didn't want to see his mother because he said one of the last things his mother said to him before she kicked him out was that you're going to die from that disease, and she's right. And Blanca was like, she's not here because she wants to prove she was right. She's here to make things right. And he's like, I don't want to see her. She's like, boy, you can't even see. Kind of throwing a little cute shade. But, we actually see that, yes, his mother was very remorseful. And we also see that the whole house of Evangelista is there to pay their last respects to Cubby, along with Cubby's mother. And it was beautiful to see Electra and Cubby's mother really come together, because the mother was feeling very remorseful. I can't believe I wasn't there for you. I can't believe I did what I did. And Electra was like, look, it's not like somebody's going around telling people how to raise gay children. You cannot fault yourself for something you didn't know. And then she even thanks Electra for taking care of her son when she wasn't in his life. And when she apologizes and makes peace with Cubby, Cubby passes. And it was not a dry eye in the house. It even made me choke up, because I remember Cubby being this fierce, pretty boy. Him and Lamar just going around pulling stunts, dancing their asses off, just doing the damn thing. He was one of Electra's babies, and we saw Electra break down. And, because he was so young and so promising. And then after Cubby passed, Lamar, with his old selfish ass, comes up in there with some empanadas like, hi, mother, your boy's here. And she says, you're late. He's like, I had a fitting. She's like, no, Cubby has died. You're late. And he came in there with his empanadas or whatever. And then this narcissistic bitch had the nerve to go off on Blanca and said, you didn't tell me it was this serious. Blanca was like, I've been trying to tell you for weeks to come down here and visit Cubby, but you always had something to do, or you just blew me off completely. And then like, that's when Electra jumped in. She was like, he was your brother, and you didn't even allow him in your house. And Lamar was like, well, he couldn't cut it. He got sloppy. Oh, that sent Praytel off. Praytel knocked them damn empanadas out of his hand and was ready to beat Lamar's ass. It was like, you son of a bitch, he was sick. So we literally see that Lamar got a whole damn house, but he don't give a shit about community. He don't give a shit about family. He only cares about money. And we kind of saw that early on because when his in the beginning of the episode, when House of Khan walked the ball, they won a cash tip of $1,000. But then we go to the council. They meet at that diner. The old heads. They pretty much only had half the money. They didn't have it all. And they were pretty much saying that, the House of Khan is known to be some notorious bitches. So we need to get this money. Oh, they all rolled up in there, demanding the money. And pretty much she said that we ain't got it all, but we gonna get it. So won't you go play in traffic and leave us at it? And then that damn Praytel was like, Lamar, I knew you when you was nothing but Electra's errand boy. You need to slow your roll, get the fuck out of here, and you'll get your money when we give it to you. Next thing you know, it turned into a whole damn food fight. There were punches thrown, there were biscuits and donuts being thrown and coffee being thrown. It turned into a whole mess. House of Khan literally whooped the council's asses. Because I have to call it, they won that fight. Especially when old girl took the ketchup and mustard and literally sprayed Praytel's suit. And you know how Praytel is about them damn suits, bitch. It was a done deal. But yeah, so we literally seen that, yeah, Lamar has been on some shit since he started that house. His ego and his self-righteousness has literally taken over. And at that moment when Cubby died, he pretty much says, well, I'm going to go see about my brother. Because before he left off, Electra was like, oh, we going to walk in that summer solstice ball and we going to fuck you up. And he's like, the House of Evangelista hadn't walked in years. She's like, well, we're walking now. And Praytel was like, the boy ain't even cold yet, and you already talking about walking the ball? Electra's like, that's how we grieve. We walk the balls. That's how we celebrate, and that's how we grieve. So yeah, she's like, we need to teach this little bitch a lesson, because this little bitch and smelt herself. She thinks she all that. She thinks she can't be beat. We need to come back and show her what's up. So he's like, okay, fine, bring it, Granny. And he's like, and so I'm gonna go see about my brother. And then Praytel was like, oh, so he your brother now, huh? The brother that you forgotten about and just left to the wayside. But then we actually see him cuddle next to Cubby, his dead body, and he just weeps. So we know that Lamar did love Cubby, but Lamar loved himself more than Cubby. Catch that. So let's see what else I want to talk about. So yeah, they go to the ball, and House of Khan slays, but that damn House of Evangelista came out to play. They even brought Damon back, because Damon, we find out, has been battling alcoholism. And this is something that I'm going to go into with Praytel's situation, because Praytel, alcoholism is getting out of control. But I'm about to get to that in a second. So they walk the ball. Damon's there, Ricky, everybody does their thing. But what tops it off was Miss Electra coming out looking like a goddess, bitch. She had everybody gagged. And you can just see in Lamar's face, yeah, bitch, you've been served. See, the thing about Lamar, he doesn't understand that the whole thing about the balls, it's all about legends. Hashtag legendary. Y'all need to check out season 2 of Legendary as well if you are fans of that show. Legends are everything in the ball scene. So if you have a legendary house, oh, trust and believe, if you come back and you fucking pull some stunts, oh, the council and the kids are gonna go up in arms for you. So that's something that Lamar didn't understand, because Lamar gotten so fucking cocky, he doesn't understand that legends are everything. Because the House of Evangelista got 10s across the board, even though they have been gone for years. They haven't been forgotten, baby. So that was like a tee-hee-hee for him. So now I'm going to talk about Pray Tell. Pray Tell's alcoholism has reached a new low. It's to the point that even at his job at Macy's, when he's spraying the white ladies with perfume, he taking swigs out of his flask. And he's even drinking before he goes to all these funerals. And he's there with the council at one of the funerals, and the guy that passed away won Femme Queen the week before. So Pray Tell is seeing so much death. He knows that he has HIV. It's just a constant reminder of the fate that he's now living. And it gets to a point where he decides that he's not going to host the balls anymore. He just needs to, he just can't do it anymore. He's just done. So he just literally is just drinking like a fish daily. And we even see that him and Ricky are still together, but by this time, their relationship is on the skids. Ricky then went ahead and made this dinner. I have to say, though, that macaroni cheese looked nasty as shit. He needed to add some extra cheese and some seasoning and some milk to that shit. Just saying. But yeah, but hey, it's the thought that counts. It's the thought. So he's making dinner because he done booked a second audition for Janet Jackson's tour. Because, this is when If and all the, that whole iconic Janet album came out. So this is big. And he wants to celebrate with Pray Tell, but Pray Tell is paying him dust. He's going to pour him some more drink. And then, of course, Ricky addresses like, you need to stop drinking so much. And he's like, well, you need to mind your damn business and blah, blah, blah. He's like, and besides, why you cooking any damn way? He's like, well, I made this special dinner because I just booked a second audition for Janet Jackson's tour. But what does it matter? It's not like you care about anything that I have going on. And then he's like, oh, your generation is so dramatic. I'm like, no, Pray Tell, you're just an asshole. Because here it is, you got this young man they've been together for years, but we're now seeing that this relationship has literally run its course, to say the least. And it's just a whole mess. And I was just like, wow. Because it's to the point that, even when they all went over Blanca's house to watch the O.J. Simpson car chase in the white Bronco, it was funny when she called Angel, because Angel and Lulu over there smoking that blunt with a little bit of crack. And she says, O.J. is running from the police. You need to get over here, girl. She's like, O.J.? Orange juice? Girl, bye. I was like, Angel's so stupid. That shit had me rolling. But then they all eventually came over, and Pray Tell is still up in there drinking, cutting the fool. Damon actually goes and pulls Pray Tell to his room, and he shows him a book on Alcoholics Anonymous. And he tries to reason with Pray Tell that, look, you've been going through a lot. You've been trying to numb your pain, but I'm letting you know it doesn't work. It just makes it worse in time. And we see at one point Pray Tell was really starting to listen to Damon, but then all of a sudden, I think it's Electra that showed up. He's like, Saved by the Bell, Saved by the Bell. And yeah, Saved by the Bell was big in 94. I used to watch it religiously as a kid. So I was like, oh my God, the 90s references was everything. And Pose always has great fucking music. So all of a sudden, everybody's up in there. Nurse Judy's there too. Eventually, Nurse Judy leaves because she thinks OJ's guilty, but they really kind of like went in on her ass. So she was like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm gone. And pretty much everybody was up in there just getting their life or whatever. And and if anything, this gave life to Blanca, because this is the first time she had everybody together in a long time. And she was like, we need to the House of Evangelista needs to get back into the get back into the swing of things. We need to start doing the balls again. And at first they was all like, no. He's like, no. The reason is because we need to remind them that the balls are about community and are about family. And I see this has been lost because now kids like Lamar or whatever just in it just for the money. They don't care about family and they don't care about community. So, but then Electra's like, look, we lose one damn time, I'm out. Fuck that. Because, you know, Electra doesn't lose. So they all agree that, yeah, we're going to bring it back. And that's when they decided to enter the summer solstice after Cubby had passed away. And they literally went in there and they slayed. And then after they won, you know, Blanca went on the stage and she says, we like to celebrate Lamar and the House of Khan. They did a phenomenal job. But then she gives a speech about community and about family, and we cannot lose that in this ballroom culture. And they're going to donate the proceeds that they won, you know, to GMHC. Shout out to GMHC, y'all. You know, they're going to donate the money to GMHC in Kobe's name. So I thought that was beautiful. And we also see in this episode, towards the end, Blanca decides she goes to a community college and gets an application to go to nursing school. So that's where it ended. If I missed anything, get down in the comments and let me know your thoughts. I am so happy that Pose is back. This show gives me life. And I'm just waiting to see what happens, what's going to happen next. And I'm about to do episode 2. So please stay tuned because I got another video coming out for episode 2 of Pose, and trust and believe episode 2 was fucking gag worthy. So I'm gonna be back with that. So until next time, everybody, take care.